How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Ruffled Rowlet, and welcome back to a brand new video, guys. Now, today, ladies and gentlemen, I have a video that's going to be very interesting for most of you guys. Now, before we get started, I'm re-recording this, okay? I already recorded this, but I realized after recording the whole thing that I didn't press the record button. So I recorded like a long-ass video that I thought I recorded, but I didn't record it because I never pressed the record button. So I'm a little bit triggered right now because of that. But besides that, I have some things I want to talk about today, guys. Now, the first thing will be, the whole main video is going to be here about Mewtwo again, and also the brand new Pokemon, because Paul Ryan, your boy Paul Ryan, aka PokeShopper, finally put his video out, which I'm really excited about, and I actually watched it. He put out his video talking about this brand new Pokemon that might be happening, and of course that maybe potentially that could just be Meltan, and Meltan's going to be the Mewtwo movie, etc, etc, etc. Watch his video. That's what I'm going to tell you about that. Of course, I'm going to also show you the thing on the screen here, but my point is, there has been stuff that's been happening. People that know about rumors, people that work inside of the industry and that sort of stuff, have been putting things out there for a while now, and honestly, I'm a little bit intrigued, and also, Mewtwo seems to be getting more and more attention for each moment that passes, and it keeps getting me more confused, or rather more excited. It's a little bit all over the place, guys, but this is going to be a bit of a long video, so please understand, it's going to be a lot of speculating, a lot of rumors, a lot of that sort of stuff, so please understand, if you're going to watch this, it's going to be a lot of things to me to cover. So, let's get into the actual stuff here, with the first thing being, of course, Paul Ryan's video here. So I would recommend you guys please check out the video. It will give you a lot more insight than, you know, just me kind of giving you a basic rundown of what he says here. I don't want to do that. I want you guys to actually watch the video. I've already finished it, but I want to jump in here into the middle of the video so you guys can get a bit of an idea what I'm talking about. But check the video out, please. Check out Paul Ryan's video. It will give you a full rundown of what the deal is with this image right here that you see below me, which is also the image that is right here. You know, see the big old image, my dudes? Big old image, my dudes? You know, looking all fresh and good. But basically the thing right here, right down there, that's what we're talking about. That's what Paul Ryan talks about in the video, about that potentially being a brand new Pokemon, or also maybe just being another Meltan, you know what I mean? But again, I think it's a brand new Pokemon, not just because, you know, Paul Ryan speculates that it might be, because of the similar kind of promotional thing that's happening right now with this Pokemon, or this thing down here, versus how it also was with Magearna, when Magearna was also being, you know, hinted at as a brand new Pokemon reveal, and then it happened, and people were like, oh wow, well, I guess we were wrong, and then, you know, Paul Ryan was right. So, please watch his video. It gives a better rundown of this image, but this video isn't about this image mainly here. This video is about how this image most likely is a brand new Pokemon. I'm talking about this one down here, the gray one. This one most likely is a brand new Pokemon, and also more Mewtwo stuff. So let's start with this image, of course, first. This might be a brand new Pokemon, but it might also be Meltan. Again, words from Paul Ryan, our Lord and Savior. Check out his video. I'll link it down below. But that's not all, though. So what else do we have? What else do we have, ladies and gentlemen? Well, we have actually a few more things. So let's just go back to my face here while I pick up the right things. But, you know, besides that, my point is, things are happening, and things are getting very confusing. So, to begin with, we need to go back to a specific image, and that image is this right here. Now, you may recognize this. I've already talked about this a few times, but this was the image posted by Game Freak, specifically telling us that, guys, this is a hint. You know, I mean, didn't really tell us it was a hint, but, you know, Game Freak does this a lot of times, and people never really, you know, people always feel like, oh, you're just crazy, you know, you're a madman, you know, if you believe these things, if you think everything is a hint, you know, you're crazy or whatever. But guys, remember, we're talking about Game Freak here. They've hinted things in these sort of images, these really obscure, really, like, you know, really, like, inconspicuous images. They've always really hinted stuff with them. Masuda's done it several times. Game Freak's done it in the past as well. I mean, literally, Masuda hinted at when we were gonna get the reveal of Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, literally through a image of him playing Pokemon Go with the countdown on his incense being the exact date it was going to happen, which I think was the 21st of May. Yeah, it was 21 and 5, so it was 21 minutes and 5 minutes countdown on his, like, incense or whatever, and, like, another thing, I can't remember exactly what it was, but basically that image hinted at the exact date was going to happen. Guess what? 21st of May, boom, it happened. It was there. We saw it. It was not a fake thing. It was actually there. So, you know, you might be asking, okay, so what's the deal with this image? Well, this image shows a few things that really open up my eyes. Now, one of the first things is, of course, Plusle and Minin, whatever you want to call it. I say Minin, but Minin, I guess, makes more sense, and is probably the right way to say it. But again, I just say it the way I do. I know a lot of people are going to be commenting in the comment section being like, oh, Ruffled, you say it wrong. You know, whatever. You're a dafty little Ruffled. You're a little dafty. Guess what? Guess what? I am a dafty. Whatever. It's 1 in the morning. I'm way too tired to be understanding names right now. Either way, back to the actual image. So, of course, Plusle and Minin referencing to us, or at least us making us think that this is a reference to the 2014 rumor, or, yeah, the quote-unquote, yeah, well, the rumor, and now I can't really call it a leak until it's confirmed, but the rumor of Plus and Minus. Now, why does this get interesting? Well, there's more stuff than just that. There's some stuff that Paul Rudd has been saying, but we'll get to Paul Rudd later. Paul Rudd has also been tweeting about a bunch of stuff, which we'll go back to him, but there's been a few things he's been saying. Now, of course, plus and minus, let's just, establish it like this. They were a rumor that was very interesting and had a lot of intrigue to it about what it was going to be about and what it was going to do and all that stuff, right? So that was one of the things, right? This could possibly be hinting at, that specifically. Plus and minus the new Pokemon games, or at least the code names for the new Pokemon games. I'm not saying that's what they're going to be called, but that's at least what they're hinting at, right? Because, honestly, why would you put those two Pokemon there? Out of all the Pokemon you have, 800 plus Pokemon to choose from, you choose those two. It's a little bit strange, I'm gonna be honest. You could literally chosen any other Pokemon, but you chose those two to be there. So, that's that. But now, the next thing, of course, is another thing, which is these two right here. It's a Mew and another Mew. Of course, two Mews make Mewtwo, right? Two Mews, Mewtwo. So, that makes sense. Now, of course, where is Mewtwo? Where's Mew here? Well, Mew is right down here and right up here. Now, of course, two Mews make a Mewtwo. And where was Mew found, first of all? Well, in South America. If you guys remember the first Pokemon movie, I think there they explain it. I also think in Fire Red Leaf Green and also in just the general Pokemon games, Kanto games, they do explain it in like the mansion, the Cinnabar mansion. They explain that like Mew was found in like on some island down in South America or in South America in general. I can't remember the exact place. I thought it was like something like Angora or whatever, but I think I'm getting the name of the country wrong. But if you guys want to correct me about which country it was in South America, please do. But I just remember it was a country in South America to begin with. That's just all I remember. And I know for a fact that, that's most likely what they're referencing here. I mean, you got Mew up here, two of them make Mewtwo. And of course, this could be a reference to the upcoming Pokemon movie being the Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution movie. I was talking really fast right now because I'm on cloud 9 and I want some sleep. But guess what? I gotta get this video recorded so I can sleep in the morning instead. But either way, back to where I was there, lads. So, of course, this image could be hinting at a lot of things, right? Of course, hinting at the new movie, the fact that, Mew is from South America. And you might be thinking, okay, well, what does this make, what does this even mean? Like, does this make any sense? Are you getting anywhere? Well, here's another thing. There's been a lot of Mewtwo stuff. As you guys know, I've talked about this a million times. There's been a lot of Mewtwo stuff. And PokeExperto talked about this today, actually. He made this tweet here saying something very interesting, which we really need to keep attention to, because people keep calling me like crazy for saying that, keep attention to Mewtwo, pay attention to Mewtwo. People keep saying like, oh, you're just over exaggerating. Nothing's gonna happen. Whatever, dude. It's no big deal. But I feel like something's happening. So here's what PokeExperto tweeted. He said, Bandai will re-edit this figure of Mewtwo on the occasion of the Pokemon film of 2019, which is Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution. It is a figure from 2013 on the occasion of the film of Genesect. It leaves this same December. We must follow Mewtwo attentively in the coming months. So this will be releasing the same December as it did back in 2013. Now, what happened in 2013? Well, that was the movie that featured Genesect. And this was also the same time where, they were leading up to X and Y being revealed in early 2013, in January specifically. I think it was January 8th or something like that. They revealed Gen 6, not Gen 8. They revealed Gen 6, but nobody knew about this when this Mewtwo figurine in 2013, I'm not sure, I think it's this one, when this first showed up, nobody understood it. People were like, okay, it's just a Mewtwo, right? It's just a Mewtwo. And the same Mewtwo is getting, like, I guess a re-release now, or some same version is being released, and it releases the same time in December now as it did back in 2013. Now, what are we talking about here? Well, we're talking about this Pokemon movie, which was Genesect and the Legend Awakens. This right here, guys. This was the movie that I'm referring to. This is the movie. I don't know if you guys can see the image over here. I'll open it up in actual, on the tab. You guys can see it beneath me here. So there it is, guys. It's a little bit hard to get the image in its own, but here we go. Boom, there it is. So that's the movie, guys. Genesect. Now, what about this movie is very interesting? Well, it's a fact that not a lot of people seem to notice, but this movie came out and was shown off before we even knew that Mewtwo was going to be fully in it, in that sense, right? Because people saw, of course, the promotion here, the promotion of Mewtwo, this, figure of Mewtwo, and, people didn't really think much about it. I mean, hey, back in 2013, why would you think much about it? It's just a figurine of, Mewtwo. What's the big deal? Well, guess what? It was a big deal. Because look at how people reacted about Genesect back then, right? Look at this. This was posted 6 years ago on the, I think the 11th of July, right? So here's what this guy says. Not only is Genesect being revealed, but it's released in Japan in August. Now, I could be wrong, but I doubt Game Freak would release the Pokemon for next year's movie 11 months early. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's one way to look at it. So what does this mean? Are we really at the end of Gen 5? Unless we have Gray, which, remember, that was a rumor back in the day that Pokemon Gray was going to be a thing, around the corner with some new forms. Or perhaps we'll be shifting to Gen 3 remakes, which might mean a movie promoting that. Those seem to be the most obvious options. Which would you prefer? And here they say, movie promoting Gray, ready for the third game in the Gen 5 to have a Unova status. Movie promoting Gen 3 remake. Was there any Hoenn legendaries that didn't get much focus? Or movie promoting Gen 6, which, guess what it was? It was a movie promoting Gen 6. Get ready for new Lucario Zoroark-style Pokemon to take to the stage. Or perhaps something very random or something else. No, dude, you were right. It was a movie promoting Gen 6. And guess what this movie's going to do? Guess what the new Mewtwo movie's going to do? Most likely the same thing. They're literally re-releasing the same Mewtwo from 2013. Or rather, 2012, because, I mean, it was in 2012 when they revealed it, but then they released it and all that. I think what he means here when he says, like, a figure of the occasion, because the way, it's translated through Google Translate, so I might be getting the, the words, like, here a little bit, like, it leaves the same December, which I'm not sure what that means. Does it release in December, or whatever it may be? But my point is, there's a Mewtwo figure that's being re-released now, that was also released back then, in the lead up to the Genesect, in the lead up to the Genesect movie, right? Which happened. The Genesect movie was in 2013. That's when the Genesect movie was shown in theaters, which you can see right down here. Release date, July 13th, 2013. But guess what? Also, another thing is, at the time, this was back in 2012 when they first heard about Genesect and the movie. They didn't know the Mewtwo was in it at that time. But then at the end of that year, boom, Mewtwo was being shown off. Leading into 2013, and then all of a sudden, guess what happens? Mewtwo is in the thing, and what happens here? Well, let's go back to the Wikipedia page, because it gives us a little bit of information here about the guest characters, and of course, here's Mewtwo. So, Mewtwo, a successful clone of Mew made by Mew's fossils. It is said to be the most powerful Pokemon in existence. This Mewtwo is an entirely different individual from the one that appeared in previous Pokemon films, possessing a female voice and distinct personality traits in comparison to the original Mewtwo. This Mewtwo can assume a new form referred to as the Awakened Mewtwo. Let's continue reading. In recent news for Pokemon X and Y games, this form has been revealed to be part of the game's new Mega Evolution mechanic. An original Japanese release is provided by Reiko Takashima. In the English dub, Miriam Poltro provides the voice. Now, notice this, right? Awakened Mewtwo. That is basically the name for Mega Evolution, or at least I guess that was what it was referred to, right? That was the referred name back then, was Awakened Mewtwo, until they gave it the proper name of like the new Mega Evolution mechanic. But it was referred to as Mega Awakened Mewtwo back then in Japan. So, what does this mean? Well, what I think this means is that Mewtwo is here to introduce a brand new feature to us in the games once more. Now, what will this feature be like? Well, there are a lot of speculations about what this could be like, and a lot of people have had opinions on what it could be. And I think one of the good theories is that it could be something like this. Now, I agree with this, and I thought of this myself as well. Like, this could be related to, how they're doing the, GX kind of cards now, like these tag team cards, which I have this image right here, which you guys can see what I'm talking about. These are the new tag team cards that were introduced this year. Now, what is interesting about these cards is they feature two Pokemon, Pikachu and Zekrom. Now, I suggested something in a video I did recently where I said, I think we might be getting Pokemon Fusions. I think we might actually get Pokemon Fusions. Now, when was the last time we got Pokemon Fusions? Well, the last time we got Pokemon Fusions was in Gen 5, right? That's when we last time got Pokemon Fusions. And what was what was Gen 5 meant to be? Well, Gen 5 was meant to be a reboot of the franchise. It was supposed to reboot the franchise. Now, what have we heard from a specific Chinese and Japanese Riddler and an individual that's been, kind of on my mind for a long time now? Well, the Japanese or Chinese Riddler, I kind of always confuse the two, but the Riddler has said something earlier this year, that was very interesting to me. He said it was going to be a reboot. The new Pokemon Gen game, the Gen 8 game, is going to be a reboot. He never talked much about Let's Go, but he said it was going to be a new reboot. It was going to be a reboot, and he also mentioned a lot of things that connect back to the thing that we were seeing from Game Freak here, being plus and minus, aka plus and minus here. But connects back to that, right? Which, what am I talking about now? Well, I'm talking about the Pokemon Plus and Minus rumor. It connects back to that because a lot of things that he said make sense with what they said. You know what I mean? He mentioned there's going to be a new form of shinies, some new version of shinies that was going to be present. And guess what the Plus and Minus rumor says? The Plus and Minus rumor says there's going to be a brand new form of shinies, and that's the same thing that the Riddler hinted at this year. Now, that's not all though. You know what I mean? The game mentions there's going to be some sort of, new feature and all that stuff. And I think what we might be getting is either two things, right? Most likely something that was, first tested with Sun and Moon. And that is Z moves, but instead of Z moves, it'll be something like this. Some sort of fusion between two Pokemon's moves, right? So, for example, here we have Full Blitz and Tag Bolt GX, right? So what I think we might be getting is two options. Either it's one, it's going to be some sort of new fusion between Pokemon. Maybe, taking two Pokemon and fusing them together. I feel that's less likely because I don't know how far they would want to go with that. But, it's not impossible. They've done it, at least we know for a fact it's been done in Pokemon now, with Gen 5 specifically, the legendaries there. It's been done already. So it isn't something that isn't doable. It's definitely doable, but I think it could more likely be something like this, where, two Pokemon, maybe, similar to how they have, like, SOS Pokemon in, like, Sun and Moon that come in and, help a Pokemon. Maybe in this game we'll have a feature where we can call in a tag team Pokemon that can come in and help us out and do a move. Maybe this is why they did Z moves in Sun and Moon, to test out this feature of Z moves and see how it works and how people receive it and how people like it, and then, putting in a bigger version of it in these games where you can actually tag team two Pokemon together to do a special move, right? Not a Z move, but a tag team move or a fusion move or whatever it may be called. I don't know. So that's option number one. But of course, option number two was to fuse two Pokemon together or some new way of changing the form of our Pokemon, the same way we did with Mega Evolutions. Because, I think they will want to do more Mega Evolutions, but they said they would do it in the future. Will this be the time to bring back new Mega Evolutions? Maybe, or maybe not. Maybe they're going to give us something totally different like this. Ladies and gentlemen. Now, since this video is all about connections and me kind of connecting things, this could all now make sense with the trademark from Pokemon, Miracle Twin trademark, which was registered in Japan. Now, Nintendo, Game Freak, and Creatures Co. or Company Limited have registered a new trademark called Miracle Twin in Japan. The purpose of this trademark is for collectors, toys, cards, video game accessories, and much more. Also, video games and video game consoles. Given that all the three companies are registered trademark and are part of the Pokemon Company, we can assume the Miracle Twin has something to do with Pokemon. Don't expect Miracle Twin to have anything to do with video games, as the Ultra Shiny trademark has shown Miracle Twin don't expect it to have exactly to do with something video games. Miracle Twin is something most likely to do with TCG, which again could be relating to this, but also now with the fact that we know that we have literally, ladies and gentlemen, okay, we literally have in this image right here, Plusle and Minun, or Minun, whatever I'm gonna call them my way, okay? I'm too tired for this. You got them two, you got Miracle Twin being trademarked. There's so many coincidences here that I don't even know anymore. But, ladies and gentlemen, again, let me know your thoughts on this because I do not know. And let's go to the next thing. Alright, so now we're going to be jumping over to what Porug has been saying because this part is a little bit strange. So, for those who do not know, Porug is a man known as Larry. Larry is an insider. This man knows things that other people do not know. He is the man in black, rather, running around and, blipping you with one of those, weird taser things that makes you lose your freaking, memory. That's what he is. He knows things, and he has been inconspicuously tweeting a lot of things out. I've been also talking to him a little bit and getting some information which I won't be sharing with you directly, but there's been things though that he's been saying which I gotta say really strange to me, because every time it seems like that Paul Ryan tweets something out or makes a video about something or something happens with Paul Ryan, this man is here tweeting out other information. Now, again, like I said, he knows stuff. He's known as Larry on the internet. He has, a full-on other name and other persona, but, on Twitter, he's Paul Rugg. He's Paul Rugg here on Twitter. And as I was looking through the Twitters of his, or his tweets of his, and looking at tweets from his friends here, like Fader Rhino, things kind of start popping up here and there. And the first thing here that he tweeted out was, a picture of Mr. T and saying mystery Pokemon being teased already. And of course, it could just be him referring to the, the whole thing happening with, Paul Ryan talking about the brand new Pokemon and, all that stuff. But he says being teased here. We haven't really gotten a tease, really. We've just gotten, like, a bit of a speculation and, I guess, a leak that something's going to be happening, but we don't know if it's going to be Meltan or whatever. I've already discussed this at the start of the video, but that's what what we've heard so far. And, yes, I guess it's kind of being teased, but also, he posted a picture of Bloody Mr. T, but with all the other ones, he didn't really post a picture, with you know, the picture of this right here, let me just show it again. With this image, he only really, I think he quote tweeted it and he said something, which was, no, I actually think he tweeted out Pokemon Plus and Minus, you know, and some other, like, part, like, just saying Pokemon Plus and Minus and then something else, right? And same thing happened for a bunch of other people. And then also, when we got the things about Mewtwo, which again, we talked about that in this video as well, the Mewtwo stuff, he again said, you know, a thing about Mewtwo being like, you know, oh, you know, Pokemon movie, you know, Pokemon Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution, coming soon, coming soon, my dudes. Coming soon, you know, catch the drift, you know what I mean, like Snipperino, something's coming your way, Reno, something's happening, clearly, and this was the first time I noticed that he posted a picture alongside one of these obscure messages. Now, of course, he's posted image here, and mystery Pokemon being teased. Now, again, this, you know, image could just be like, you know, it's a funny Mr. T image, or it could be hinting at something else. Now, the way I see it is, maybe this has something to do with the, you know, the image we had of the Game Freak stuff here. Now, why do I say this? Well, because for one fact, again, like I said, we know Mew is connected to South America. You know what I mean? We know Mew's connected to South America. So does he maybe say here to us, or does he hint to us right here that maybe the other Pokemon has some connection to the US? Maybe it's based on an American Pokemon, or something to do with Mr. T here. I don't know. It could also be something to do with him as a character. The only reason I remember Mr. T personally is because of the World of Warcraft commercial he did. Because in World of Warcraft, you basically could have these grenades that you could throw, and people would get mohawks like him. So it could be that. But I could also be very wrong, and this could potentially just be a literal tease, as in Mr. T tease. You know what I mean? That's literally what this could be. This could be nothing. Because, you know, Mr. Tease could be that, but who knows. Now, another thing that actually popped up was this right here from your boy Fade a Rhino. Now, Fade a Rhino has been also tweeting a few things, and he's also part of the member, a proud member actually, of the Rumor Mill. And he tweeted this out. Let's just find that again. So he actually tweeted this out as well, showing, you know, a bunch of characters jumping around. It's like it's Peter Pan and like an Indian girl or Native American girl jumping around and having a lot of fun. And it, to me, again, you know, connects something interesting here, but something was discovered by one of my friends was something slightly more interesting, and actually sent this to me here, my boy Mike here, which, by the way, subscribe to him, help him get to 1,000 subscribers, guys, but definitely check him out. He discovered this, though, which was that, you know, there's a weird thing going on here, and that is right here, right this, so it's about Xatu. Now, Xatu was present in the most recent Pokemon movie, Pokemon The Power of Us, and Xatu in that movie didn't really do much. It was just one of those side character Pokemon, but what he discovered, though, as we were kind of, you know, researching this right here with South America and stuff, was this right here. In Pokemon Silver, it says that in South America, it is said that its right eye sees the future and the left eye views the past. Now, what's the interesting part about specifically Xatu? Well, the Pokemon looks very much like something from either, I would say, from Native American culture or from, like, old, like, Aztec Inca culture. And what I mean with that is, like, the way it, like, that it's, like, you know, body and, like, its aesthetic and whatnot looks very much like, you know, totems, but totems are present in also in Native American culture, but also in, you know, Aztecian and old, you know, that old sort of culture. So this could be connecting. Of course, this is literally based, you know, on, you know, totems from Indian people. So, I don't know, is your boy here hinting at something as well? Is it something to do with Xatu? I mean, considering the Xatu is literally mentioned here about South America, and then you have, you know, South America being literally in this image from Game Freak, it could mean something, but again, it could also mean nothing. So, it's speculation for now, guys. Federano is part of the Rumor Mill, so he has inside knowledge as well. He might know something about that. And also Eduardo as well. Eduardo, you know, tweets a lot of, you know, just really insane stuff. Like, he tweeted this out as well, saying that, you know, what the Gen 8, sorry, covers might be, the cover legendary, so to say. Generation 8 here, cover A, and Generation 8, cover B. You know, right here you had these ones, which it seems to connect pretty darn well when you look at it, right? You know, there seems to be a connection between all of this. And, of course, this was posted by him, Eduardo, and aka Nintendo Kusou. So definitely check out his stuff as well. He has a lot of this, you know, he breaks this down way more. He links to all this stuff, you know, question marks. You know, what's this all about? And he, of course, was one of the first people who said that, you know, this image here seems like Mew is clearly pointing at South America. Xatu literally has a entrance in its Pokedex from Silver, literally saying that in South America it is said that its right eye sees the future, its left eye views the past. And I think also in Fire Red and Leaf Green as well here. Let me just find it. Again, big shout out to Mike here. Literally the reason I was able to even feature this in the video, so definitely tell him about this, or to him and give him some love for this. But he says here, in South America, it is said that its right eye sees the future and the left eye sees the past, again in Fire Red and also in Silver. Again, very strange. I don't know what's going on. And of course, we know, like I said, it's based on a totem. And we know for a fact that, the cultures between in between these areas are very similar and also very different. Xatu was like from what generation was Xatu introduced to in I guess, which was, what was it, like Gen 2? Yeah, Gen 2 is when it was introduced. Xatu was introduced in Gen 2, so of course it makes sense, it's got the silver entry, and in Gen 2 was based on a Japanese part of the world, right? Johto was not based on, any American stuff like that. So does that mean that just because maybe the next Pokemon is going to have like some similar kind of things going on here, maybe there's going to be a similarity there, but it doesn't mean the Pokemon region is going to be based on America. So maybe the brand new Pokemon will be some sort of mythical or something like that, and it will have a connection to the brand new games and maybe even the brand new movie with Mewtwo, but it does not mean that it's going to be a Pokemon from, specifically North America or South America or have any connection to those. It may be just, rather will be from there, but that's not what the regions will be. That I got a little bit wrong there for a second, but I don't know, guys. Let me know in the comment section down below what do you think about that as well. And I guess that is that for that one. Now, something else I also forgot to mention in this part real quick that I want to bring in here is that it mentions that it's, one eye sees the future while the other eye sees the past. The right eye sees the future, the left eye sees the past. Well, where have we heard about the future and the past? Where else have we heard about that? Well, in the Pokemon Plus and the Pokemon Minus rumors. Pokemon Plus and Minus specifically pointed out that there's going to be a split between, or there's going to be a theme, rather, of innovation versus tradition in Pokemon Plus and Minus, or whatever they, thought Plus and Minus was going to be at the time. So, I don't know, guys, this is all just, it's kind of insane, so I want to know your thoughts on it, guys. What do you think about it? There's a lot about that, so I don't know, man. I just want to know what you guys think about this. Let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll catch you all the next time, lads. It's been a long night, so have yourselves a good one, and I'll catch you all tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Bye-bye.